What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Kinda. I'm really sorry about the last couple days. One, I just was way too busy over the weekend with stuff going on, and I didn't have time, and I was exhausted, and I didn't do it. And then I'm so sorry about yesterday's horoscope because my computer updated and somehow that disconnected my microphone from my recording software, and I should have paid attention to that, but it's never happened before. And I don't always look at the little volume meter while I talk to you guys, so I'm really sorry that happened. um, Anyways, let's look at Wednesday. It's Mercury day. Yeah, it was the yesterday was a day too. That moon was so heavily aspected, like all around, in Cancer. So I hope everybody had a good day. It was probably a very, emotional day and squares to Neptune. But it was Wednesday, still on this Mercury day. It is the exact Sun Neptune square. So lots of hopes and dreams. I mean, this can feel very intoxicating in many ways, but there's also a level of confusion, and it's hard to know what's true and what's not true. And this can also be difficult, especially with a Mars retrograde, and the moon will meet with Mars early in the morning. And I think it's hard to identify with the self. And it could be very easy right now with the sun in the galactic center, Neptune square the galactic center, Neptune square the sun. It can be very difficult to kind of understand sense of self right now. And we could in some ways feel a little deluded. It's not necessarily a bad thing. This could be a very spiritual cleansing to some of our ego right now, especially with Mars retrograde in Aries and, the sun dispositing that Mars. So, in some ways, this is quite cleansing. But I think for some people, it's a cleanse they weren't ready for. And I think it comes down to like masculine energy, and especially like if it's some kind of a wounded masculine energy, which both men and women can have this. It's not just going to be men, but this could be kind of difficult and confusing, and it could even, bring up some kind of like anger issues and things like that. So be mindful that, this too will pass, if you're feeling kind of lost, but also think about where things can progress to. Think about the beautiful things and have compassion and empathy for yourself and for others right now, and go through this could be very enlightening. So think about today as like expanding some kind of creative enlightenment to your soul right now. And I think that no matter what shows up, you'll be good. But you got to look out for illusions. You got to look out for like projections. There could be high levels of projection and sort of Wizard of Oz kind of things, like putting out the projection of this is the thing, but really it ain't that. Like pull the curtain back and there's the actual truth. But, Mercury's finally starting to move forward, coming out of retrograde. And the moon and Mercury will be in trine. So I think there's a lot of like intuitive knowing right now and kind of feeling what's true. But it's also still this Mercury's trying to uncover some things still from its retrograde. And I don't know, you're going to know things, but it's probably not going to be super easy to fully understand them. But you do want to still trust yourself, if anything, right now. Trust yourself and where you see things going. And it could be a mirage, and it could actually be the beautiful oasis that you see, in the distance, but we won't know for a little bit. So keep that in mind. It's also moon opposite Venus, and Venus, phew, that's nice. Venus trine Jupiter. But it's in these air signs too, so there's this like kind of mental stimulation, this sort of mental game that I think we want to have and sort of feel grounded and secure in, and sort of different truths and expansion that we're making. But it's more about our communities, and it's more about within the groups of people that we're really connected and tight with. Like that's where I think things can kind of expand and be beautiful in ways that are unreal. But I don't know. Again, there's weird conflict because there could, is it true? Is it too much good stuff? It's almost like if things are too good to be true, they're too good to be true. And we need to like be Venus in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, and be objective and kind of peel back and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this Jupiter retrograde dispositing this Mercury and Sun? Is this actually giving me the truth with a Sun squaring Neptune? Or is there maybe something else? Is there another fact, another piece of evidence? I think we want to be objective and look for what's really true as best we can. I don't think we need to like spiral into some obsessive nature about it, but try to find what's true. Try your best, and see where that gets you. Because it's a little, I don't know. Moon's gonna square not Juno, Jupiter's wife, Juno, and it's also gonna quincunx over to Saturn, and it's also making good aspects to Jupiter. So there's really nice aspects to Jupiter here, even though it's retrograde and dispositing the Sun square Neptune. I think that there can be really good things, but it's more based on an intellectual standpoint. And I think knowing yourself well enough to be able to create and go past limits and not feel like you're blocked by if something's a mirage or not, but just kind of knowing and identifying what you want to go towards and trusting your intuitive sort of knowing about that. It's weird. Trusting the intuitive knowing, but also needing to kind of be objective and see if there's fact around. The fact is going to be more in the action. It's going to be more in like what you're seeing people actually do. I don't think words hold a ton of weight at this moment with Mercury here. But getting your mind and your intuition and your knowing and your emotions on the same page can go a long way to like get things really connected and opening up in really great ways. So also Moon's gonna start making trines over to Chiron. So pretty cool. I think there's a ton of opportunity for healing. Venus is starting to approach sextile to Chiron. There's a lot of growth happening right now, but it can feel like a spiritual cleanse is sort of the antidote to get us to the healing of finding ourselves in a powerful way. And Mars retrograde isn't necessarily making that easier for anybody. It's kind of making it a little bit more challenging, but in a way it's speeding it up too because we're internalizing what we want and who we are a lot more than maybe before. Hope you all have a great day. Moon in Leo, hope you have lots of fun. Lots of Jupiter aspects. Could be very fun. Don't do anything. Don't escape too far today just for fun either. I don't know. It's weird. Neptune's weird, right? Drugs, alcohol. Saturn's in the 12th house in Pisces. It's direct now. Like, just, we don't want to escape just to, not feel things. Just throwing that out there. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Well, it's funny because it's the Wheel of Fate in reverse. And here we are with this very auspicious day in the astrology. And I think the more we try to control fate right now, kind of the more we're not doing ourselves any favors. Like if we're actually trying to spin the wheel, let the wheel spin and try to understand where you're at on the wheel as best you can. Because the wheel's funny. You could be getting a good picture of something on one side and then the next second you're seeing a completely different image. And today sort of has that kind of energy of like, I don't really know what to trust. I don't really know what's exactly right or real in the moment. That doesn't mean you want to run or escape from it, but it's going to land somewhere. Don't try to force it anywhere because just because you stopped on one thing that looked good, by the time you stop there, it might be different by the time you get off the wheel. So just let the wheel stop where it may. Pick up the pieces as you go. Hope you have a great day. Love you all. Peace.